Hey everyone, just a connected parenting challenge for you today, and it has to do with how we perceive and address behaviors in the lives of our kids. I've been working really hard the last number of years at wrapping my mind around this idea that behavior is the language of unmet need. And what that simply means is, when I see a behavior in my child, I need to keep in mind that that behavior, no matter how big or small or how old my kid is, that behavior is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just a symptom of a much deeper problem. All right, and I need to address and correct the behavior, but I also need to invest just as much, if not more time, exploring what needs are under the surface driving that behavior. Okay, and I need to help my child understand that too, because that allows them to take steps to change the behavior on their own. All right, so here's one example of many I could give from our own home. Our 3, almost 4-year-old little girl is a sensory seeker. She just loves to have her body covered in sensations like sand and flour and water. And so it's only been recently, 3 months ago, that we brought hand sanitizer down to her level. We thought she's almost 4, we need to teach her self-control. Guys, it was a frustrating experience. We would sit her down every day and say, there's the hand sanitizer, you need to ask us first, repeat back, and she would repeat the rules. And every single day, just about, I would catch her breaking the rules. And sometimes within 10 or 15 minutes of me telling her and giving her these instructions. One day I came out from the bathroom and she was covered head to toe in hand sanitizer, right? Man, it was frustrating. Man, I wanted to revert to my old style of parenting and just punish that behavior. Okay, but I held off because I was looking for the need. And we tried a few different things, but after 6 weeks I came up with this. And I put duct tape around the bottle and a question mark, and I sat her back down and I said, baby girl, we've been struggling, right? This black question mark is your cue to come ask me. When you go and you see the black question mark, come ask, okay? Guys, we had this conversation three separate times, and this was 6 weeks ago. And you wanna know what's happened? She's messed up once since then. Man, that is so exciting, and it's also sobering, because it tells me that my parenting lens, the way in which I view my kids' behaviors, is often flawed. I have this tendency of making it all about me. Okay, when my kid misbehaves, it's an offense to me, right? But that's not what was going on. It looked like defiance, it felt like defiance. My child thought about what I said, looked at the hand sanitizer, said, forget dad, okay? And if I am going to see her in that light, it starts to change the way I think about her. Now she's this defiant child, this strong-willed child who just needs me to be even more strong-willed and step up and squash that behavior with a harsh consequence or a punishment, right? What does that do, that approach, in this situation to my child? Okay, she's just struggling to obey, and then she has her dad breathing down her neck and threatening her with this stuff, and that just makes her struggle even harder. When I chose to focus on the need and recognize that my kid has this need to get messy, okay, and maybe she needs a visual cue. She needed a visual cue. She wasn't able to remember when she saw the hand sanitizer, she just forgot what I said. She needed the visual cue to remind her. Guys, when we take this needs-based approach, it's speaking from experience, it's been transformational in our home. Our kids start looking at us as their coach, right? We now are the people they can come to say, guys, I'm struggling, help me figure out the need that's driving this behavior. And we can step in and say, well, let's look at these different things. There's hunger, there's anger, there's thirst, okay, there's sadness. All of these things cause big behaviors in the lives of our kids. And when we spend time exploring and figuring out with our kids what needs they have and what's causing their behaviors, it builds trust and relationship and connection. It teaches our kids problem-solving skills. It teaches them how to negotiate their needs, and ultimately, it sets them up for success in every future relationship they have down the road. So that's the challenge. Go find the needs of your kids. I'd love to hear how it's going for you. It can be frustrating, but it is so worth it.